This meeting is being recorded.
A very good evening to fellow Toastmasters, guests, and role taker speakers, and everyone who's joined for today's interesting and awesome session. So I am the Surgeon at Arms, and I would like to give a ground rule of how the session should go ahead. So I would request everyone to please turn off your mobile phones or put them on silent mode. And as Toastmasters, we don't talk about sex, religion, or politics, so you can refrain from discussing these topics. And please do not crosstalk. And also avoid unnecessary movements. And if it's really necessary, you can always switch off your video and step out of your desk and come back as soon as possible. It's always encouraging to keep your videos on, because that's how each role taker or speaker will be motivated seeing you and your expressions. So always make sure to congratulate or clap your hands or show emoticons to indicate that you have heard or heard the speaker or the role taker, and that's a way to express your thoughts. And with that, without any further ado, I would like to hand over today's session to none other than Toastmaster Sultana Dhilras, who will be the TMOD or the Toastmaster of the day. Over to you, Toastmaster Dhilras.
Hi, good evening. I thought I'll come next to the presiding officer. Is that right?
I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for reminding Dhilras. And yeah, before I hand it over to Toastmaster Dhilras, that's the TMOD, I would like to hand over the stage first to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Anuja. Toastmaster Anuja, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kevin, and a wonderful pre-evening to all of you present here. This is our 72nd meeting of Speaking and Beyond Toastmaster Club, and I'm very happy to see so many videos on, and I hope that we are going to have another wonderful session here. Is there any guest? I can see Toastmaster Preeti having a small fight with a baby. So that's a good sight to see. So do we have any guests today apart from the little ones?
Hi, Anuja, Hruday here. Yeah.
Yeah, hi, Hruday.
So my introduction will be in the TTM round. Let it be there. So I am from Rising Speakers Toastmaster Club. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, and thank you so much for taking up the role of table topic master today. I know you will be as amazing as you always are. We have, I see we have Parth here. Is Parth a guest?
Yeah, hi Anuja. Yes, I'm a guest. I mean, I'm new. This is my first session I've joined.
Okay, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Myself is working as a software engineer in Accenture for last 3 years. I'm based out in Bangalore. I'm basically from Odisha, Berhampur. And I
okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's very good to know, and we hope that you continue coming to our club and attend more meetings.
Sure.
We have, I think, another guest. Arun, are you a guest?
Hi everyone. Yes, I am. So I am Arun. I am from Kerala. I work as a project manager for a telecom company. Yes, I've joined as a guest here. So I hope I can continue here in further sessions. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Arun. We hope to see more of you. And I wouldn't want to waste any more time because we started a little bit late today. So I will hand over to our wonderful Toastmaster of the day, Dr. Sultana Dhilras. She's a pediatric surgeon working in Government Mohan Kumar Mangalam Medical College Hospital, Salem, Tamil Nadu. And she has her own clinic too. And all of us who have listened to her speeches, we know how much of a women empowerment thing. She mentioned few things in her speeches about the struggles that she went through, and her empowering story was that inspired everyone. She travels daily for her work, 130 kilometers up and down, and she has a son who is 7.5 years old, and she's very dedicated to her work. And the topic that she has chosen is atomic habits. And I am really looking forward to know more from her, because considering her line of work, I really want to know what habits she has made, how she has inculcated in her day-to-day life, because I am very bad at maintaining habits. I just somehow try to get up before my office has to start, have my breakfast. So one habit that I somehow formed was having my breakfast regularly. Apart from that, I haven't been very successful in forming good habits. But one habit that I want all of you to form is join the Sunday meetings of Toastmasters of our club. Please try to make that as a habit, and I think we all will be very good with that. So without further ado, I would like to hand it over to Toastmaster Sultana Dhilras.
So, good evening, fellow Toastmasters. How many of you remember the character Mahavir Singh Phogat, played by Amir Khan in the movie Dangal? Yes. What an inspirational movie. And who is not inspired with the transformation of Amir Khan? No, I'm not talking about his transformation as an ordinary wrestler to the gold medalist coach, but his real transformation from fat to fit. Inspired by him, with so much vigor and enthusiasm, I also enrolled in a gym to transform myself. I attended the classes for a week or so. Slowly, my enthusiasm faded away. One fine day, I could not even lift or move a finger out of my bed. I didn't want to go to the gym at all. Yes, my habits have fallen in place. There I understand you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. So forget about the inspiration. Inspiration is perishable, unless you act on it immediately. It comes with an expiration date. So if you want to do something, do it now. Later, you won't be pumped up about it anymore. So forget about the inspiration. Maybe it is momentary, unless you keep it going. You are what you repeatedly do. Then what keeps you going? Can you guess? There comes the habit, because habit is more dependable. It helps you sustain and it helps you finish. So when you are struggling to be consistent, just pick up a simple habit. It will instill a sense of discipline. So pick your atomic habit, simple yet powerful, simple yet impactful, simple yet empowering, because habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Make tiny changes and enjoy remarkable results. When I started developing a couple of atomic habits, one special habit I built was on investing. Yes, on investing. One fine day, I heard a finest advice in YouTube videos from my favorite speaker. He said, invest in stocks and mutual funds as you spend for tea or coffee. Yes, I skipped a tea or coffee, having dinner outside, and instead I invested in stocks and mutual funds. And I regularly followed it. And yes, halal investing, and it has realized, and it made me realize the power of compounding. Yes, habits are also the power of compound interest of self-improvement. So screw your goals and focus on your systems. And with this theme, I will next tell the agenda of the meeting, which will be first the prepared speeches, followed by the table topics, and the last will be the evaluation. And with this, I will introduce our general evaluator, TM Anuja. She works as a senior consultant in KPMG and she's also the lovable president of our Speaking and Beyond Toastmasters Club. She loves reading it and listening to ghazals. She's keenly interested in Indian politics, which is very nice. I am very glad to know this information from her. And about the theme, she believes that it's the baby steps that help in habit formation rather than going all in from the start. Our habits should help us increase our productivity at work, and also it should give us time to relax, she says. And over to our general evaluator, TM Anuja.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dhilras. And I wouldn't be wasting more time on speaking on the theme, because you have already given the introduction about what I think about the theme. And as a general evaluator, my role is to evaluate this whole meeting on how it goes and give my report at the end of the meeting. But in this, I have my tag team with me, which are timer, our counter, and grammarian. Along with the tag team, we also have a listener with us. So today, our timer is Toastmaster Kevin, and I would like him to give a brief about his role. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anuja. As a timer, yes, as the name suggests, I'll be keeping a tab of the time taken by each speaker and also the time taken during the table topic session. And I'll be presenting my report when Toastmaster Anuja will be calling upon by the end of today's session. And yeah, that's with the timer role. And over to you, Toastmaster Anuja.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kevin. As an hour counter, I will be playing that role because sadly we don't have a lot of role players for today's meeting, but we don't want to skip any of the roles. So as an hour counter, my role is to keep a count of the unnecessary pauses, the crutch words, the repetitive words that someone uses while speaking or while giving their speeches. So like this, so what I'm saying is a crutch word. That's an example I can give. So it's better to take a pause, think what you want to say, and then speak up, rather than making that unnecessary so and if, these kind of crutch words or long unnecessary pauses. This is what my role is, and I'll be keeping a count of who is using how many counter words. With this, we have another role, which is grammarian, and Toastmaster Preeti is playing the role of both listener and grammarian. So over to you, Toastmaster Preeti, if you can brief them about both the roles.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anuja. As you all have seen that I am struggling with a naughty boy around me and he's taking up all my time, but still it is a test of my focus. And as a grammarian, I am going to check what have been the good usage of grammar today and what have been the incorrect uses of grammar today and what are the usage of grammar that have really made me excited. That will be my role as a grammarian. And I will also introduce you the word of the day, which is going to be addiction, which means the fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance or activity. I can give you an example of the word. He committed the offense to finance his drug addiction. Another role that I'm playing today is that of a listener. And yes, as I said before, being around a 5-year-old boy, naughty boy around me, it is going to be a challenge to keep my focus and be a good listener today, but still I am up for the game and I am going to continue playing the role. And I will, as a listener, listen to everyone and at the end of the session, pose questions to you to understand whether I have been a good listener or you have been a good listener. So let's set the ball rolling. And with this, I now give the ball back to our presiding officer, Anuja. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Preeti. With this, I would like to hand it back to our Toastmaster of the day. I'll be back with the tag team report at the end of the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Dhilras.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anuja, for the introduction of your wonderful tag team. Next, going on to the prepared speeches, I'll first introduce our evaluator 1 for the speech, for the only speech of the day today. Our evaluator is Toastmaster Sachin. He's a CA and he's also an alumni from IIM Bangalore. Currently, he's a Deputy Chief Finance Officer in a pharma company. He's a regular video blogger and he posts his financial insights on YouTube and LinkedIn. Hope I will get some insights from you, TM Sachin. Also, he's a gym enthusiast and a speaker in financial conferences. Over to you, TM Sachin.
Thank you, Toastmaster Day, Toastmaster Dhilras, for a great introduction. So I'm evaluator for speaker Toastmaster Anand. Toastmaster Anand is attempting L1 P1 speech. The purpose of the speech is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The purpose of the speech for the member to present a speech and provide feedback to the evaluator. The length of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. And all the best, Toastmaster Anand, for your speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Day, Toastmaster Dhilras.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sachin. That was very nice to hear it from you. And next, I would introduce our speaker, Toastmaster Anand. He is a new member of our club, and he's very keen to pursue our Toastmasters journey. He is looking forward to have a successful stint in our club. He has already has been a mentor in some other Toastmaster club. He stays in South Bangalore, and he's looking for partners who can cycle with him in a weekend. If somebody is willing, you can contact him. He is presently a Director of Partnerships and Office of Student Affairs at CMR University, and he's going to talk on It's My Nature. So, my dear fellow masters, TM Anand going to present It's My Nature. It's My Nature, TM Anand. The stage is all yours.
Is it audible now? Sorry. Okay. I'll start again. Just do it. I told you do it. Just go ahead and do it. Okay. A few years later. Hey, you come here, man. You come here. Come here and do this. Pick this up and go. Okay, sir. Fine. Cut 3. A few years later. How many times I tell you to come on time? Can't you just follow that? I've been waiting here for so much time for you. Oh, so I'm sorry. I couldn't. Yeah. Good afternoon, friends, dear Toastmasters. What do you think is happening here? Well, I can tell you one thing for sure. The guy who is on the other side, always saying yes, 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 is me. Yeah. And on the other side have been 3 different personalities, and in fact, more so in the last many years. How did this sound to you? Can I just hear from one person? How did this sound to you?
Humiliating for the hearer.
Yes.
The person on the other side.
Right. And their role was being rude. Isn't it? And therefore, one of the days when I actually questioned one person, they said, it's in my nature. My dear friends, I'm going to talk something about this aspect of life. Today, when I went through the whole theme of our session, habits and atomic habits, the first thing that came to my mind was, all good habits are on one side. But what about those habits which people cultivate on their own? Right? What about those habits which people take up without any provocation, and then it becomes their second nature? That's how they behave. And then I looked a little further. Can you believe there is a Harvard article, The Antidote to Incivility? Do you know what rudeness is called in nice English? Incivility. Yeah. incivility, and there is a whole page around that. And I was completely sold to that page. Part of it is story of my life. Sorry, but that's how I have been. Perhaps a little submissive, perhaps a little agreeable, non-confronting type of a person. And therefore, you find everybody roughshod, trying to get over me. Well, over these years, different people have come and tried to tell me how I should change my habits, how I should stand up to them, how I should try and get and argue with people. Not easy, I would say. It takes a little bit of courage, right? It is all about making sure that we are clear what we want to tell them. Secondly, it is also about, do we even appreciate what they are saying, or can we just let go? The pandemic of 2020, yes, 2020, gone back, right? So we can easily now say, like a AC, BC, AD, etc. The pandemic of 2020 taught me a few more lessons. Let go, forgive, and forget. If people are like that, there is no point cluttering my brain with their behavior. So I had practically changed one of my habits to be inflicting pain on myself because of what people said. I probably cannot think of how I would change them because it's for them to look out. But it was important for me to change myself. And over the last year, I have developed something, a little bit of resilience, you might say, with respect to this human interaction and the interaction with rudeness. I'm sure some of you at some stage in life, even in corporate, would have faced this. A senior or a manager trying to be rude, not really in that sense, but in a different way, right? And then you only get humiliated, you try and give a reason and you walk back. So professional rudeness is also a huge challenge at offices. In fact, the article goes on to say that there are about 60 to 70% of people who resign and leave because they cannot take it anymore. There is an interesting piece there. It's about somebody from an NGO, and the lady says, you needn't be staying at Pity City. You can just go, drop off your baggage and come back. Pity City, feeling pity about your own self. You needn't be. You can take charge of that situation. You can say, okay, this is how I am. This is my nature. I am being submissive, but let me change now. Let me try and understand what the other person is saying, and perhaps let go if it is too much. At the end of the day, it's better to forgive and forget that rudeness of the others and leave it at that. Tomorrow is another day. And lastly, my friends, it's also about how we deal with that on a day-to-day basis. Are we looking at it from a positive perspective? Do we go out there and get that person to sit in front of us and tell them what our problem is? It might work if the person is receptive and if the person is open-minded. And other times, the person might say, it's in my nature. And if that happens, my friend, the only way that you can deal with is to declutter your mind and say, that's it. I don't want to get into this. I have changed my habit. I don't want to be submissive and to be inflicting pain upon myself anymore. I will look for other ways to keep myself positive and happy. With that, I would like to conclude and say only one last point. We come across several such people. We might also be rude to them. But there is one thing which we must definitely learn. It's about being mindful, about taking that extra care before we open our mouth, before we want to say that something, before we want to react instead of responding. And I'm sure life will be much easier for many other people. Thank you so much, and back to Toastmasters of the Day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Anand. That was a wonderful speech on It's My Nature. I learned a very good thing from your speech, which is after the pandemic, COVID pandemic, you said, let go, forgive, and forget. That was very nice to hear because this COVID pandemic has learned so many lessons to us. And the talk that you expressed about inflicting pain on oneself because of others' words, teases, and taunts, I have experienced it. I can relate it to you. And you also spoke on self-empathy, which was very nice. And lastly, I remember one of the famous motivational speakers telling about be powerful. You may be in a situation of very powerful thing. Be powerful, but stop being rude. Both are different. And with that, our prepared speeches comes to an end. And we will move on to the next session, which is the table topic. I am very much delighted to introduce our table topic master, Hriday Mohanty. He has served as Pathways Ambassador for the District 92. He has played various roles as Area Director, Associate Area Director, Leadership Development Program participant. He is a division mentor. And most important of that is that he is a very keen learning member of the club, of the Toastmasters Club. He has contested in all the contests and went up to the division level in ISC and table topics. Currently, he is playing a dual membership role in both Synergy Toastmasters Club as a mentor and a key learner of another club, which is Rising Speakers Toastmasters Club. And he loves watching reality shows, movies, and he loves traveling to new places. And this Toastmasters journey is giving him new lessons, new learnings by meeting many new people. Basically, he's networking and serving people around him, which is influencing him both in his professional and personal life. Over to you, Toastmaster Hriday. The stage is all yours. Please continue with the session.
A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Thank you, Dhilras, for reading out the introduction. Thank you very much. I thought that it was shortcutted, but you read it completely. Thank you very much. So good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. Today, my role is a table topics master. And a table topics master will change some rule. Do you know what are the 4 atomic habits? Did our Toastmaster of the day told about it? If she has not told about it, let me tell you that there are 4 simple rules. But today, as table Toastmaster, I will make it 5 laws of atomic habits, which are very simple rules we can use to establish new habits. The first one is make it obvious. The second one, make it attractive. The third one is make it easy. The fourth one is make it satisfying. And the fifth one, as per the table topics master, is do participate. And think of these rules, these laws, as one framework which can help you. I will make it topics very obvious. You have to choose and make it attractive. I will make it easy for you. You have to satisfy by speaking for 1 to 2 minutes, because 1 minute is a minimum time you should speak for. And the fifth one is practice. If you participate, it will definitely help you to participate in the future table topics, or at least it will make you a better impromptu speaker. So with this 5 rules in place, 5 rules in mind to help develop an atomic habit, let us go ahead. Who is the first volunteer? I have the authority to choose one if somebody is not. Sachin, would you like to? You are on mute. Okay, I think he's speaking on mute. Priti, would you like to take up? I will give it to our guest, Partha and Arun, I know, but I want some Toastmaster to pick it up first. Priti, would you like to take
Yeah,
it
Partha,
up?
I can go. Sorry, there was some problem with the connection.
Okay, thank you, Sasi.
Yeah.
Okay, so that very topic for you is winners and losers have the same habits. Winners and losers have the same habits. Toastmaster Sachin.
Thank you, Toastmaster Partha, for a very confusing topic. Winners and losers have the same. Okay, so the only difference between winner and loser is the attitude. They may have the same habit, but it's the attitude which makes the difference. For example, we all get up in the morning, right? And the same kind of laziness comes to everyone. But a winner has the attitude to go get up and go to the gym, and a loser has the same, doesn't have that attitude. You lie in the bed. It's the attitude which makes the change and is the determination. So same kind of, if you fall into any situation, the same kind of emotion comes to everyone. There are two type of emotion. Mostly it's a positive emotion and a negative emotions, right? And let's say something bad happens to you, and both positive and negative emotions will come to you. But if you are a very positive person, you will turn that negative emotion into a very positive emotion and handle that situation in a very effective way. And if you are a negative person, even it's a positive situation, you will make it negative. So I believe that it's the attitude which makes the difference. And if you have a positive attitude, you can develop good habits and make a real difference in the world. Thank you, Toastmaster Partner.
Thank you, Sachin. Thank you very much. Can we have a round of applause for him? A very good attempt. Indeed, the attitude makes the difference between a loser and a winner. Because we sometimes lose, we sometimes win, but one small change in attitude can make us winner one day. So keep working on our attitude, and definitely we can bring that change. So moving on to the second one, I hope Partha and Arun being the first time guest. Fine. Just give me 1 minute. Excuse me very much. There was a cloud fluctuation. So very sorry. So moving on to the second one, I hope Arun and Partha are very clear. So would you like to come up and Partha?
Yeah, I can give it a try.
Okay, sure. Let me try to give you a simple habit. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement.
Okay. Habits are the compound effect of simple interest.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay. So as Sachin told, like the mindset of the winner and loser So from what habits defines what will be happen, like what will you be, like in most of the cases, like in interviews also people ask where do you see yourself after 5 years. So I mean, most of time we are quite hesitant that we can't give the answer also. If we answer also, give them answer also, that could be something like we return and we try to fake the answer, because we don't know what will happen to us after 5 years, or where we will see ourselves as 5 years, because we don't have that kind of habits. So whatever the habits, see, like in that book Atomic Habits, it has written well written that how that habits can compounding multiple times. So here one example has given, if you put in a mathematical term, in a mathematical formula, there are two numbers, 0 and 1. So the journey of 0 to 1 is quite difficult. After that 1, the journey becomes pretty simple. So as the habit also, if you like make a simple habit. So I also inspired by one of the YouTuber, and I started a one basic habit, that to wake up early in the morning. But like I tried to wake up like it's 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. After that, I took a very simple habit that I will just wake up early in the morning and I will just drink a glass of water. So that 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 for last 1 year, I am drinking a glass one glass of water every day. So as per your point, I will say 0 to 1, like if you multiply, I mean, if your habit is increasing in 0.1, if you're compounding it, like then it won't be it will not affect much. If it your habit grows in 1.1 to the power something, then your habit I mean it the output of that habit will be more.
Okay. Very much understood, Pratha. I can very much understand what you want to speak. Yeah, a very good habit that you have inculcated in the past year. I hope that you continue drinking that glass of water. You never know. This glass of water might make you a better version of Partha next year or the years to come. So I never thought a Toastmaster. I guessed. I'm not sure whether you're joining for the first time, but you spoke for 2 minutes. That's a great. Can we have a round of applause for Partha? I remember when I was the first time, 30 seconds was more than enough even. So moving on, can we have the Arun left, I think? Okay. Anybody? Anand, would you like to take up after your great speech on habit?
No, okay. I mean, it's up to you. So
okay.
Give me.
Okay.
Or,
so the topic for you is, you don't have to be victim of your environment. You can always be the architect of it. The topic is,
sorry, it was a little difficult in hearing.
Yeah, you don't have to be the victim of your environment. You can also be the architect of it. Over to you, Toastmaster Anand.
Thank you, Toastmaster Uday. Interesting, isn't it? That you don't have to be a victim of your environment. You can become an architect of it. And when do you realize that? Only perhaps after all your hair are gone? Not sure. Yeah. But I'm really hoping that people realize this faster. The younger generation today, I feel, is still not able to understand that. They are still carried away by their emotional connects on the social media and the amount of influence that people are having through social media to this younger generation. There are hundreds and thousands of students who are still struggling to get to a clear line of path and say, okay, this is what they want to do. There are still so many of them out there who are confused. And the whole blame is then put on the system. Everybody wants to think of themselves as a victim. And the best way and the best excuse is, I am a victim of this system. The system is like this. Be it the home, the environment, the parents, be it the mother who is scolding or the father who is strict, or be it the friends who are putting a little bit of a pressure, or be it the teachers. But I think it's a very, very effective message, and I will definitely carry this forward to the students, that one must try and take those steps to come out of that mindset, the fixed mindset, and look at it from a growth mindset perspective. Say, okay, if this is what I am currently, how do I move from this position to that one? I doubt if each one of us will really be successful or are successful today in that manner, but we can always try. And I think in line with today's topic, those habits will really help us to reach that goal. I think if we inculcate those small habits and practice that part on a day-to-day basis, I'm sure we will reach that and we will be able to become the architect of our environment than being a victim. Thank you so much. Back to you, ATM.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anand. Yes, someone is telling attitude, someone is telling practice. Yes, we need all these small pieces of information or one small habit. If we combine what all speakers are speaking about, all the topics, definitely we can bring on one habit in ourselves. So thank you, Toastmaster Anand. Can we have a round of applause for him? Moving on, can we have Preeti?
Hi.
Yeah, hi Preeti. The topic, would you like to take up that topic?
Sure.
Okay, the topic for you, which is one habit that you want to pass to the next generation? Which is one habit of yours which you want to pass to the next generation? And this has been specially made because you are playing with your kids, so.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hriday. Let me clarify, it was not my kid, it was my brother's kid. And that's why they are so difficult to handle, because they're somebody else's kid.
Okay.
With my kid, it would have been easy to manage. And the one habit that I would really want to pass on to him is the habit that I have myself honestly recently cultivated, which is the habit of thinking positively. In this day and age, specifically after COVID, I have seen people can be the ill effect of thinking negatively. Specifically when COVID started and we all were stuck inside our house with lockdown, the kind of news we were given all the time, and our habit of thinking negatively impacted most of us. Most of us were impacted by anxiety, depression, and whatnot. Talk about the mental illness. But that was the time when I reflected and I came up with this habit of thinking positively. And this has drastically changed my life. This has changed the way I perceive the world around me. I have changed the way I take little decisions every day. And it has definitely changed the way I have conversation with others. Thinking positively has expanded my horizon, has given me so much in the world to look forward to. And the world has definitely been a happier, beautiful, and a pleasant place to stay. And this is what I would pass on to our next generation, that is to think of us positively. Our mind and our body and each cell of our body actually does not know the difference between what we are thinking and if we are thinking positively or thinking negatively. Whatever we think about becomes our reality. So why not make it pleasant and positive? Thank you.
Wonderful, Parvati. Can we have a round of applause for her? Thank you very much. Thank you for clarifying that the brother's kid. I definitely know mothers can be very strict in handling their kids. So the takeaway from your topic is that think positive and be pleasant and take your life journeys ahead. Thank you very much for wonderful thoughts. So moving on, can we have the last one, Anuja, Kevin, or Dhilras? I have topic for everyone, but if we have time constraint, we can have one topic.
Actually, sorry to interrupt. I just want to say, Hriday, we can go up till 5 p.m. if you have topics for everyone.
Yes, yeah.
You can do that. Thank you.
Okay. So Kevin, would you like to take up the topic?
Fine, yeah, sure, no problem.
Okay. So the topic for you is that every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. Every action you take is a vote for the person of the type of person you wish to become. Toastmaster Kevin.
Thank you for the topic, Hriday. So if I heard you correctly, so what you said is every action I take is a vote for the person I would allow to become or I will become.
Yeah, that is a vote for yourself. You are voting for yourself.
Got it. Thank you for clarifying. Just give me a moment. Absolutely, I would completely vouch to what you said, because at the end of the day, everyone has a dream, and in this lifetime, I would say it is our responsibility to fulfill the dream. The reason why you are actually thinking about something so badly is just because you have to achieve it at one point or the other. So we should not give up on our dreams. Never should we give up on our dreams. There will be a lot of people around you who might be influencing or telling us to be like them, or they want to fulfill what they could not do in their life. But that is definitely not how you should live your life. Because I'm a person who thinks that we should definitely have dreams and work towards it and make sure you do it in this life, because this life is very small. And we do not have, if you really think about the time we have in this world, we really do not have much time to waste. So we should make the best use of it. And every action that you take should be towards this particular dream, that is to make sure that you fulfill this in a way or the other. For example, for me, one of the greatest things that brings happiness to me is fitness. So yoga and physical fitness really changes me as a person. I have experienced it myself. I'm sure some of our audience here might have also experienced the same thing, because that creates a lot of positivity in you. When that becomes a habit, it is something that you can never stop. It's like if you feel good every day, that is at the end of the day, that's what everyone wants, right? No one wants to feel sad or bad. So try to do something that always makes you good. Feel good and makes you a better person. Because as far as fitness is concerned, I feel certain exercises motivates us and helps us become a better version of ourselves. If we increase the limits, if we push our limits every day, that eventually makes us a better person, is what I personally have felt. And this is something that I would dream to, that is one of my dreams, that I would really want to be a very fit person and also succeed or be successful in whatever I do. Everything starts from small steps. So with that, over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kevin. So the takeaway from you: be fit and enjoy your life. So everybody has something to teach us everything. Means we think we are not motivational speaker or not inspirational speaker, but we know we have something which we can pass to the next generation. Thank you, Toastmaster Kevin. Can we have a round of applause for Kevin? So Anuja, would you like to take up? I will give the
Sure,
last.
Toastmaster. Yeah.
So the topic for you is, would you like to spend your entire life waiting for the time to be right to make an improvement, or make the change now? Would you like to spend your entire life waiting for the right time to make some improvement, or you do it now?
Yeah. Thank you, Table Topic Master. I would like to start my speech with a very simple Hindi movie name, which is Kal Ho Na Ho. So, which means we don't know if tomorrow will ever happen. So instead of waiting for the right moment and making plans for future, I call that as just procrastination. There is never a time which is good for us to wait and then make plans and then think that now I'll be ready to go and get along with my actions, and this is the right time to perform something, and then the results will be good. So we need to start from now on. If we feel that we are not fully prepared, then it's the time to start preparing ourselves. That's the first step towards, achieving our goals, achieving our dreams. We have to start thinking in terms of that, and not just thinking, acting upon it. Like Kevin said, everyone said, baby steps towards the goal. And the time is never right. I feel that so there is a law in chemistry which says that the universe tends to disrupt itself. Somehow things tend to, go into up from a better state, it tends to go into a scattered state. So if you keep on waiting, the time tends to, it doesn't goes from a scattered state to a better state for you. So instead of waiting for that time, it's good that you, whatever time you have right now, just work on it, and don't wait for there will be a right time in the future, or when the time is right, I'll achieve my goals somehow. I don't believe in that, and I also feel that people who wait for those time lack courage in themselves, because taking risks come with a lot of I know, with a lot of disadvantages and a lot of maybe unsuccessful attempts. But we that shouldn't make us believe that if we don't take risks, our life would be better. It would just be settling for something rather than achieving what we really want. So yeah, that's it from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster Hriday.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anuja. So kal ho na ho. So work on your time. Time is very time and time waits for none. So that's what we can take from Toastmaster Anuja. So moving on to the last one, the Toastmaster who is very much prepared on the topic. I'm scared to give one topic, but I have to give her one. So Toastmaster Dhilras, the topic for you is professional stick to the schedule, and amateurs let life get in the way. Would you like to be a professional or an amateur?
Can I hear it once again?
Sure. Professional stick to the schedule. Amateurs let life get in the way. Would you like to be a professional or an amateur? Toastmaster Dhilras.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Hriday, for that wonderful topic. I myself being a professional, I would stick to the schedule more than an amateur personal who would just wait, like Anuja said, we can't just wait for the right time to come, because these amateurs, they go on with the flow in their life. They just go on with the flow. They'll just wait for the right time, look for the right time, right muhurta, and all those things. I don't believe in all those things. Stick to the schedule, form a schedule, first plan accordingly, and act on it, check. And you have to see the results matching according to your actions. And then again, you have to plan. Something goes like that. And if you follow your schedule, everything comes in the right place and at the right time. And your place and the right time, it matches, and it helps you in achieving great results. I'm a believer of planning schedules and acting accordingly. Also, an amateur person without a schedule, you can't follow certain things. Like if you don't follow certain things, everything is scattered, like someone earlier said, and their whole plan disrupts, not only for themselves, also for the persons around us. Because just for example, if you plan for a journey and you don't schedule certain things rightly, it not only affects you, also your family who is along with us, along with you. If it is an office, if you don't plan a schedule, also your colleagues will be affected by that. So I, being a professional, will stick to the schedule, and I won't wait for the right time, and I will follow my own schedule and act accordingly and make sure I check. Thank you. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Hriday.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dhilras. So be professional. That's what I can take a single word from what you said. Be professional, don't be amateurs, because amateurs are just learning, but professionals say that we have already learned. So if I have to summarize the table topics, I would say that bring that attitude so that you can differentiate between the winner and the loser. Inculcate one such habit, practice one such habit that or somebody tell that be pleasant and be positive so that you can pass to the next generations. And you have to work on that mathematics to or work on that compound interest of self-improvement. And somebody said that don't blame the environment because you are the architect of it. And lastly, people tell that stick to your time and be professional. So with this, I hope I made it obvious, made it attractive, made it easy for all of you. And you finally made it me satisfying with this practice of table topics. So follow this 5 atomic habits as per Table Topics Master and enjoy the Toastmaster session. Over to you, Toastmaster Dhilras.
What a wonderful session, Toastmaster Hruday. It had so many takeaways for us and key learnings for us. And in the end, you also beautifully summarized the takeaways. So that left me with no other job than passing on to the next part of our meeting, which is the evaluation part. And I would just pass on the mic virtually to our Toastmaster Anuja, who will be our general evaluator for the day. Over to you, Toastmaster Anuja.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dhilras. I'm sorry, there's some network issues. It's lagging for me if I keep my video on, so I'll just keep my video off for this session to run smooth. So firstly, I will start with the speech evaluation, and I would like to invite our first speech evaluator, Toastmaster Sachin, to give his evaluation for Toastmaster Anand. Yeah. Over to you, Toastmaster Sachin.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Thank you, General Evaluator of the Day, Toastmaster Anuja. And I would like to congratulate Toastmaster Anand on completing the L1 P1 speech. A big round of applause for Toastmaster Anand. It was indeed a great speech. Now, every speech has got 3 parts: introduction, body, and conclusion. In your speech, in the introduction, you said how your boss was rude to you in several occasions, and that every time you listened to it without much reaction due to your submissive nature, right? And it was your boss's nature to behave in such a rude way. Then you came to the body, where you said how pandemic has taught us to let things go and forgive others. It's always good to change your habit rather than expecting others to change theirs. And you have also expressed in a nice way that professional rudeness is a huge challenge, as it can lead people to resign and leave the organization. Then you came to the conclusion, where you said forgive and forget rudeness of others, and also to be mindful before uttering or reacting. Before uttering a word or reacting, you should be mindful. That was the conclusion. Now, what you excelled at, I'll just like to focus on those items. Toastmaster Anand, you had a good body posture. You decided to give the speech in a standing position. You had hand movements. You have voice modulations to make your speech more effective. You are smiling throughout the speech. These are all great aspects of your speech. Now, if I come to the improvement areas, there are a couple of them. Toastmaster, you need to be more energetic while delivering the speech. You could have added one more anecdote in the body to make it more effective. And last, your conclusion needs to be much more powerful so that it can stay with the audience for a long time. Apart from this, Toastmaster, it was a wonderful speech. We really loved it. And thank you for completing L1 P1 level. Over to you, General Evaluator of the Day, Toastmaster Anuja.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sachin. You have clearly summed up all the points that I had in mind as well. And wonderful speech by Toastmaster Anand, very clear. The pace was very nice. The pauses were at the right places. There's nothing more that I can ask from L1 P1 speech. I know it would be your second L1 P1 speech, but nevertheless, it was a wonderful one. And now I would like to call upon the timer to give his timer report. Over to you, Toastmaster Kevin.
Thank you so much, Anuja. So today, all the speakers, the table topics, as well as the prepared speaker was very much on time. To give away the timings, Toastmaster Anand was the prepared speaker for today, who gave the L1 P1 speech, has taken 7 minutes and 8 seconds, which is within the buffer of 7 minutes and 30 seconds. And Sachin has spoken for coming to table topics, Toastmaster Sachin has spoken for 1 minute and 16 seconds. Partha has spoken for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Toastmaster Anand has spoken for 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Preeti has spoken for 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Kevin, that's myself, has spoken for 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Anuja has spoken for 2 minutes and 21 seconds. And Dhilras has spoken for 1 minute and 47 seconds. With that, that comes to the end of my the timer report. And I would like to just give away one, since the theme for today is atomic habit, I would like to just say that every day is not going to be a good day. So it could be a good day or a bad day, but these habits are something that will keep us always positive and happy, is at least what I have felt myself. So it just takes 21 days to form a habit. And if you create that habit, it is easy to stick on it. So just try to make sure that you do that same thing, whatever you want, the good thing that you have in your mind or that thing that makes you happy, try to do it for 21 days. And with that, then it will be easier for you to make that a habit in your life. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster Anuja.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kevin, and also for the wonderful advice that you gave at the end of it. As an hour counter, I will present my report now. I would like to say that we did pretty well today, considering the table topic session we had. Everyone spoke in that, and still the number of crutch words were very little. Speaker 1, Anand, in your speech, I could not find any crutch words or unnecessary pauses or fillers. Same for your table topic speech as well. There were no repetitive words there as well. So a huge round of applause for you. It's really, something to look up to, that we all should aspire, that whenever we give a prepared speech, we should ensure that it's practiced so well that there are no counter words, so that the counter has no job to do while the prepared speaker is speaking. So I want everyone to give a huge round of applause to Speaker 1, Toastmaster Anand. Toastmaster Kevin, there were few ands and so's, but not something that was very much, audible as a crutch word or a counter word. So very well done. Toastmaster Dhilras, there were 2 or 3 crutch words, repetitive words like but I would consider that since you spoke as a Toastmaster of the day and you had a lot of content, so it was a good one. Table topics Toastmaster Hruday did not had any crutch words or unnecessary pauses as well. Toastmaster Sachin, Toastmaster Preeti, again, I would say it was minimal, like there were 1 or 2 and ums, but again, like I would say that as the time that I was counter before and now, I see a lot of improvements in terms of the club improving on the counter words. I think I'm the only one who is just fumbling a lot today. And yes, so I would say that as an counter, I had a wonderful time. There were no such instances of people having a lot of counter words or something that can be counted as a red flag. So now I would like to give it to Toastmaster Preeti to continue with her grammarian and the listener section.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anuja. Looks like that I have a lot on my plate today. Being a grammarian, being a listener, and having a 5-year-old running around me, making sure that I lose concentration, and the device that is in my hand is difficult to hold because of him. So please excuse me if I am making mistakes, but I think we are all here in Toastmasters to learn and make mistakes. So beginning with the grammarian report, the word of the day was addiction, and it has been used just once by me. And we still have 20 minutes to go, hoping that people will take note of the word of the day and use it in their speeches and the words that they are using today. Let me point out the good usage of the word. There has been quite a bit of phrases that have been used which were good and taking note of. For example, everything starts with small steps. Universe tends to disrupt itself, compound interest of oneself, and sticks to schedule and be professional. So these are some of the few good usage of language here. The incorrect usage of grammar, for that, I would like to point out not any sentence, but the way the pronunciation is of certain words are taken. For example, W is pronounced as would, 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 but here in today's session, it has been used, W has been used as we, would. So I would like people to take note of the fact that the way you pronounce an alphabet and the phonetics that you use tends to bring an impression to people who are listening. Same way, satisfied, which is SATISFIED, professional. So in satisfied and professional, these are two words where the phonetics S is used in a different way. But in satisfied, it is sir, and in professional, it is sure. So please take note of these mistakes, and because they tend to make a huge impression. There have been quite a few creative usage of words, and I have been fortunate to listen to Dhilras. She has been using words very creatively today. For example, simple words like pass on the mic virtually to Anuja. These are bringing good, they bring a bell to the ears, and they are very good to listen to. And I would encourage everyone to just be aware, be conscious of the words that you're using, and make sure that you are creative with it and present a powerful and a and a creative presentation to your listener. So that was what my grammarian and listener report. Oh no, I have still to give listener report. So let me ask you a few questions and understand if I have been a good listener or you have been a good listener. So I will throw a bit of few questions and I'll try to get answers from you. I do not have all the answers. Let me be honest here, because as you would know, there are a 5-year-old who was taking a lot of my attention, but still I'm hoping that the others in the session have been a good listener. My first question is, Toastmaster Anand talk about something about what he's looking for in a partner.
To cycle in the weekends.
Yes, absolutely correct.
Initially, when I saw the sentence, looking for a partner only struck my mind.
Yes.
Sorry to say this, Anand. Sorry.
Absolutely. Dhilras, it was intended as a pun. And thankfully, you were a good listener and you caught it. Okay, my next question is, what is the habit Anand spoke of?
Who spoke of, Pradeep?
Anand spoke of a habit. What was it? If no one has the answer, I might ask.
Saying yes to everything.
Say that again, Anuja.
Saying yes to everything.
Toastmaster, can you repeat the question? Can you repeat
Inflicting
the question?
pain on oneself.
The question is, what is the habit Toastmaster Anand spoke of?
Submissive in nature. He is submissive in nature. That is the habit.
Inflicting pain on oneself?
I think I'll ask Anand to answer this.
Yeah. I'm itching to answer that. So, no, I was pointing to. In fact, I want to just say this because we are a close group, and I can, with the permission of my evaluator, say this. I must admit that my start of my speech, the transitions were with me as a child, as a child or a young boy, and then over. So it was not really the boss. It was at home, it was with friends, and then at office. So it was like that. Maybe I didn't get the transition, but I'll remember that, and I'll make sure that I do it well in the next speech. So this is a self-confession that I'm making here today, just to show that transition. Secondly, it was the habit of incivility or rudeness.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, it's about that really, and something that people do it unknowingly, and over a period of time, this becomes what should I say, involuntary, like how we do some actions when we are driving and we see somebody, we press the brakes, that kind of involuntary. So people start becoming rude involuntarily.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anand. That was well put, and you had explained it better than me, 100% about it. My next question is, what is piticity?
Situation of pittiness.
Say that again, please.
The situation of pittiness. Is it right?
Self-empathy, empathizing.
I think Toastmaster Anand used a sentence that I'm looking for.
Like when in
Being a victim of one's own surrounding.
or torture, being a victim of abuse.
Well, Toastmaster Anand talk about feeling pity about oneself.
In fact, I want to kind of pitch in here. Dr. Dhilras, self-empathy is still better. Self-pity is really bad.
Oh.
So yeah, I mean, it's like, I think there are two sides of the spectrum, because if you're empathic about yourself, fine, at least you know that, you are looking at others as well, but self-pity is like really going down into it. And that statement is really great. I will probably send the link to all of you. I will just copy it and put it on our group. But
Yes.
this lady has sent it from she's I think from NGO, and she says piticity. She says you can visit that place, but you don't have to stay there. Just drop the baggage and come back. The amazing sentence, actually. Yeah. So.
Yep. Okay, my next question is, let me see who has been a good listener. What is the title of Toastmaster Anand's speech today?
It's my nature.
It's my nature.
Absolutely. Great answer. Next question. What are the 5 laws of atomic habits? This has been an intense session today, and my questions are reflecting that. Okay.
Unfortunately, TM is not here.
Tell 1 or 2.
Yes, give me 1 or 2 at least.
Please schedule.
Make it attractive, make it simple, make it obvious. And actually, I learned about only 4. He said the 5th one. I was wondering, what is the 5th one?
Please make a schedule.
No.
He talked about 5 laws of atomic habits that are make it obvious, attractive, easy, satisfied, and practice them. Okay. Next question. What is the topic that Toastmaster Kevin was given?
Every action you take is the vote to yourself to become the person you love.
Yes, absolutely.
Correct.
Okay, what was the topic that was given to Toastmaster Dhilras? Dhilras, you are not able to answer this.
About being professional and amateur, the difference in being professional and amateur.
Yeah, so what was how was it framed?
Yeah, okay. Okay. Professionals schedule it, but amateurs let life go by. And I thought I wanted to be an amateur. Let life go.
So the question that was given to Toastmaster Dhilras was: professionals step into schedule, amateurs live life and go with the flow. Would you be a professional or be an amateur?
Yeah.
Okay, last question. What are the 3 parts of a speech?
Introduction, body,
Introduction,
and
body, and conclusion.
Body and conclusion.
Yes, and who spoke about this?
Sachin.
Master Sachin.
Okay. So looks like this has been an intense session, but we have all tried to be a good listener. Let's be at that. And with this, I'll give the baton back to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Anuja.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Preeti. They say that a woman can play many roles, but you literally proved it today. You were the listener, you were the grammarian, and you were, you did wonderfully both of the jobs, as well as, playing with your nephew. So thank you so much for giving so much of your time and attention to us. And yeah, so I would go on with my general evaluator report now. And we started the meeting, I think, 5 minutes late. The essay laid down the guidelines properly, and everything was, all the rules were mentioned by Toastmaster Kevin. There was one glitch there, that every time the essay starts, it always goes to the president or the presiding officer of the club. That was a little bit, messed up there. So please take care that whoever takes up the role of SAA, it goes from SAA to president, then to TMOD, and then to GE. So that is something that all the Toastmasters Club across Toastmasters International practice that. Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Dhilras, you gave really good intros. It showed that you had done your homework. You were, you had good content with you. You knew the flow of the meeting, and you knew how to introduce the people. You knew how to introduce the speaker. And so I cannot find any flaw in your role as a Toastmaster of the day. So very well done. And I hope to see you, hosting or leading out many more upcoming Toastmaster meetings. Very well done. And table topic master Hruday is not here, but he made the topics very consistent with the theme, which made the whole meeting look like proper one good posture of the meeting with one theme which is flown throughout the meeting structure. So that was very well done, and he appreciated all the speakers, and he repeated the topics whenever anyone asked for clarification. So that is something very nice that we all can learn from him. And that's it. The tag team members, they did their job wonderfully. All of us, whether it's Toastmaster Kevin playing the role of SA, and then as the timer, and then Preeti doing the 3-in-1 role together, and Toastmaster Sachin giving such an impeccable evaluation. I think the session went good with the Toastmaster guidelines and everything that we have in place. It was a wonderfully conducted session, as well as something to take away from, something to learn from. The topic was very nice. As I say always, I like topics which help us to think a lot, even the table topics, which isn't very, that, yeah, you have to think about it, that, okay, how do habits transform us, and how do you respond to that particular table topic, or come up with a good message that everyone learns from. Like I still remember our guest mentioned that he just made one small habit of getting up and getting one glass of water, and that's what he has been practicing. And this looks so simple, but then making such a habit, we all know that every habit takes a little bit of motivation and a lot of persistence from our side. So I would say it was a wonderful, inspiring session. And I don't have anything else to say. If TMOD wants to conclude his topic, her topic, do you have anything, Dr. Dhilras, which you want to speak about, or can we close the session?
Yeah, we can conclude the session. Nothing more to speak about.
Okay, thank you so much. But I would really like the feedback from our guests. So Toastmaster Partha, not Toastmaster yet, but Partha, would you like to, give a feedback of how you felt the session was?
Yes, Anuja, it was pretty great, pretty good. It was my first time I am attending. I don't have that much idea like how it's happening and all. But coming now onwards, I think I will be very happy to join and attend the sessions in every weekend. Thank you.
Sure, we would love to have you as part of our club, and I'll ask our VP membership to get in touch with you.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, Arun, are you there? I don't think so.
No,
He's
I
I don't think
there.
Arun is there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So as now, I think we can close the meeting. There is yeah. So we are done with the.
Anuja,
Can I-
Toastmaster Anand wants to speak something.
Yeah,
I
sure,
want,
Toastmaster Anand.
yeah, I want essay to take a pic if everybody can come on camera. I think we should make this a habit.
Sure. Yeah.
Today, since we have
Yeah.
time, if everybody can be on the camera, we can just.
Absolutely. Just.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Toastmaster Preeti,
I think
you can
Preeti
also,
and
if possible.
Anuja, okay, Anuja is already there. So back to Anuja there and flowers.
So whenever you are ready, Toastmaster Kevin, we are ready.
Okay, I think we can give a victory sign. Okay.
Yeah, 2 for 72.
Meeting number 72.
Yeah.
Okay, just give me a moment. All right, we are good. Oops. Just give me, I mean, we'll just give
Okay,
it
okay,
one
no
more shot.
problem. We are
So
here,
sorry.
still here.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, very good. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Toastmaster
much.
Anand.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
problem. Thank you so much.
Anuja, we have the poll results as well.
Okay.
I have just sent it me a message.
Okay. Just let me check it. Yeah, Kevin, did you send it to me on Zoom?
No, I actually sent it to you on Anuja backup. Or do you want me to just read it out?
Yeah, go ahead. Please announce the results.
Okay. So weighted the results for today would be the best auxiliary role taker is just a moment. Okay, it is Toastmaster Preeti for the listener role. Best role taker is Toastmaster Dhilras for the TMOD role. Best table topic speaker is Toastmaster Sachin. And best evaluator is again Toastmaster Sachin. And then best speaker is none other than Toastmaster Anand. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day and a great Sunday ahead. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
Thank you so
everyone.
much.
Okay, thank you
Thank you
everyone
for
for
joining.
joining this session. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.